It should be a schos, the learning that we're doing now, for all the chayalim that are in some sort of situation right now going on. I heard there was a not such a good situation. So they should be able to rescue those who need to be rescued. Those who need a refuah shleimah should have a refuah shleimah. Those who need aliyah in the shama should have aliyah in the shama. And we should hear psuras toivos. I hope you all had an amazing yontif. This is going to be the 5th time I'm giving this daf. I don't know if I ever gave a daf 5 times. The 3rd time that I gave it, or I should say, the 2nd time I gave it, was on Erev Yontif. They asked me to give it at least, without. So I said, okay, I'll do it without all the emails and the jokes and the stories and whatever there is, all the extras, just daf. And I think a few thousand people watched it. So that was very interesting. I didn't think that so many people would get to it. I know on Torah Anytime there's like at least close to 700 views as of when this year started, just on Torah Anytime. That's without YouTube and all the other platforms. And he said on his bat, how many came off the bat? 100 and something just on a WhatsApp bat. But anyway, and I received Erev Yontif, maybe Motzi Yontif, over 30 emails thanking me for that shir. So I guess people, they get nervous because of the 2-day Yontif, they want at least something. So it was kedai. I heard a Gevaldik Gevar, I'll just tell you real quickly. Why, Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach asks, why is it that the Torah tells us when Pesach is and when Sukkot is? It's Tesvav, but Shevuos it doesn't tell us. He says because Shevuos, it starts like this. He says, all other Yom Tovim, the other, Pesach and Sukkot, we're commemorating something that happened in the past. When did it happen? It happened in this and this date. Shevuos, we're not commemorating the past. We're celebrating the today, right now, the Yomi. Right now, we're accepting the Torah. And if you don't accept today, you can accept the Torah tomorrow also. There's no day. It's not based on that day. There is it's a nice word. I thought it has a lot to do with us and our Yomi. I just want to show you the ambassador in Staten Island gave out a cheesecake. He, with his own money, went ahead and Mechi Oberlander bought cheesecakes for all the guys in his group that clicked in and said, I did the daf. So I encourage everybody to click in so you get a free cheesecake from Mechi next year. But if you're in another group, it's kedai. And these are the little things that make the difference. And there's some, we just had here Sherman from Telstone. He's a superstar in terms of his group. He has 20 guys that come live in Telstone. Plus he runs a group of Telstone. It's people that don't even come. They never came even once, but they live right there in Telstone. So there are a lot of superstars. I'll get to know them all, but it's very kedai to be part of these groups. It's kedai to run one of these groups. You're running a group? Yitzi, oh, Beitar. Yep. How many guys do you have in your group? 20s? Give out and check the clicking in every day? You didn't give a cheesecake though. It's a good idea. You have a raffle.
Works out.
1 minute. But you have a live also.
Yeah.
So how many people come to the live? Between what and what?
Sometimes 10,
15. Sometimes less. Okay. But it's the same guys that are in the group or it's different? Some yes and no. Same thing like Telston. Very nice. Beis Hashem, it's good. It's a tremendous thing. If you have these groups and they actually stick with it, we're going to get 1,000 people in these groups, just in Israel. Beis Hashem, yeah? Yeah.
Anybody who does the whole Sarda without missing too many times, raffling off a nice amount of money.
Yeah.
So for Shevuos now, we had a raffle for anyone who's up to date and been checking up to 500 check.
And who won?
You didn't do the raffle yet.
Yivaldik. Wow.
Yeah,
So where do you get this money from? What do you say?
Yeah, free trip to the live shit.
Free trip from Beitar to the live share. Beautiful. He said
He said
500 shekel. It's not bad, not bad. All right. So the reason why the room is kind of emptier than usual is because most people heard the shir at least once, the guys that are the regulars, or maybe even 2 times or 3 times. You never know. That's why you don't see Ashi. Oshi was here. No, Ashi. Oshi was here. He was the only one here on the half-hour shir. So okay. What do we have here? Oh, Mazel Tov, Tashimi Leibowitz, who's one of our English editors, and he had a baby girl over Shevuos, on Shevuos. Rus, maybe we'll call. I know he really wanted a son because his father was our graphic artist, and his father in his 40s was nifter during COVID, and he wanted a son to call him after his. Okay. Gamzeiya Beis Hashem. What is this? This guy wants to know, because we were talking about if you have shattered clothing, you have, and the other guy has a nice suit. He wants to know if a guy comes with a frock, does he have to take his frock off? If it's intimidating, give the other guy a frock.
The frock comes off.
To me, yeah, right. That's what I said. I said that it could be it's a chesaron. Some people it's definitely a chesaron. Okay, especially if it's a 25-year-old with a frock. You start laughing. It's hilarious. Okay. Oh, what? What's the matter?
They just talk too much.
Wow.
Oh, Dave.
I take it as a compliment. I don't talk too much.
What happened?
He took it out for the Israelis.
Oh. The Masechta is sponsored by Anonymous, Hatzlacha, bruchnius, monthly sponsors, ActualEyes in honor of David, Merkin of Eastern Union, and all Silver Spring daffers, Eli Dyckman for the Refuah sheleimah of Tinok ben Rivka, Eli Ashear Refuah sheleimah for Moshe ben Mitza, Lakewood Central, Jersey, MDY family, Leilin Sabachar, David Yitzchak, handler, Shom ben Yibad Chaim, Moshe, son of our dear friend and fellow Lakewood MDYer, and Leilin Sabachar, Chaim Zeligari, Burl, all of Shalom and Abacher, Fall Fam, all of us Shalom. Anonymous. In honor of Mark Ashkenazi, I want to know Gemaras, but this is the first link I see. Rabbi Isai for the Hebrew, you're not going to believe this. Over 950 Gemaras were donated for the Hebrew Shia. All they're missing for their Shalom. For the goal is another 50 Gemaras or so. Ezer Hashem will do the same for the English. We have to get at least 1,000 Gemaras for the English. Avraham Yusupov, by her grandchildren, her neshama should have an aliyah. Amen. Altar, in honor of the over 20 Muncie firefighters doing the daf. Nice. It's up to 20, and they're still going strong. Wow. I was wondering, I haven't heard from them in a while. Yishkoyach, guys. MDY Kids Monthly Innovations, Chus for Official, Choran Akiva, Rivki, Mrs. Stefansky, Art of the Mod, for Shelema, for Yonatan Eitan Ben Besheva Bracha, for Chus for Be'eli and the whole MDY staff, to continue to make Torahs on Joseph so many in honor of Yossi Klein, Mark Ashkenazi, for all the work they do. Boisai, here we go. We're holding by the Mishnah, Daf Amud Aleph on Beis. I think I skipped the Mishnah on that short here. Made it shorter. and they're going to have to come back now to hear the Mishnah. Shevuos ha'edus keitzad. So we're dealing with Shevuos ha'edus. This is a paragraph of Shevuos ha'edus. And that means if somebody sees something that he could testify and he doesn't testify, it's Issa d'oraisa. Shevuos ha'edus applies only for monetary things. Not if you witnessed that somebody's a kohen, if somebody's something that has to do with money. Now, sometimes if somebody dies or this and that, it's directly related to money because there's a ksuba involved or whatever, but Shevuos ha'edus is for money. How does it work? I want you to come testify for me. And they say, Shevuos she'ein anu yodim l'chaydos. Let me ask you a question. What if nobody asked you anything? What if let's say you're watching somebody's thing, you're watching his goldfish, and he comes to the door, he doesn't say a word, and you say, I swear I don't have your goldfish. That's Shevuos ha'pikadon. Does that Shevuah work? Yes, it's a Shevuah. Let's take it to our case. I'm an aide, I witnessed a car accident, I don't feel like going to Bezdin. I see the guy in the other car, Shalom Aleichem, we just started a minute ago. You just missed the emails, that's it. All the way from Sheleimah?
Yeah.
Kol hakavod. No, Dave, where's the camera? What's it going to do? Huh? You're still tired from... So here's the question. I saw a car accident. I see the guy in the car. He gets in the car. He runs after me. He honks his horn. Roll down your window. I know what he wants. He wants me to testify for him. So before he has even a chance to say anything, I stick my head out the window. I swear I didn't see anything. Shalom Yisrael. What's that? Is that a Shevuos ha'edus?
No.
Why not?
He has to say, he has to be piacher.
So that's what the Mishnah is telling us here. As we're going to see in the Gemara, there needs to be a give and a take. There needs to be a request for a Shevuah. From who? Only one person. The Toiveya. That's it. Shevuos ha'edus keitzad. Amar l'shnayim boyu v'hayiduni. I want you to testify for me. And then they say, Shevuos she'ein anu yodim l'chaydos. We don't know anything. That's Shevuos ha'edus. Another case is, they then started off saying, oh, by the way, we didn't see the car accident. So he says, yeah, right. Swear to me that you didn't see it. And they said, Amen. That's also as if he asked them, he requested for Yeshua, and they said, Amen. This is a big chiddush. The guy is very persistent. He comes on Sunday. Could you testify for me? We swear we don't know anything. It's all outside of Bezdin. He comes on Monday. We swear we didn't see it. He comes on Tuesday. 5 times in a row. But in Bezdin, now they're scared. They don't want to lie in Bezdin. They say, we do know testimony. Turim. Why? Because in Bezdin they never denied it. They admit it. But what happens if kafru? They denied the whole thing in Bezdin. Oh, tremendous chiddush. Yeah? They swore 5 times out of Bezdin, nothing. In Bezdin, all they did is one thing. We deny it. They didn't even swear in Bezdin. All they said is, we deny those 5 Shevuos. We deny, we don't know anything. And we find out they do. The chayav 5 times. If inside Bezdin they swore 5 times, what do you you can't answer it because you know the answer. But all of you could. 5 times in Bezdin. How many times was the Oyer in Shevuos ha'edus? Only once. Why? What's pshat? Because there's a concept called Kivin Shegit. Very good. Kivin Shegit Shuvei Nechayzer Magid. Don't tell me you heard all the shiur already. Good. Can't say the jokes anymore. I couldn't say the jokes. I couldn't say stories. I had to cut stuff out. I see the same guys. You're here 3 times. Your brother's like, go home. Get a life. He's here. I'm not joking. The 2 guys came for the English and the Hebrew. What am I going to do? I'm stuck. I don't have different material. What am I making? I make stuff up on the go. So the Gemara says the Mishnah. You hear this? They swore 5 times in Bezin. They don't know Eidos. You only chayav once. It's perfect. Why? As soon as the words come out of their mouth, we don't know Eidos. That is their testimony. So they can't say we do know testimony, and they can't say we don't know testimony. They can't say anything. It's done. What is it called in English? Double jeopardy? I don't even know if this must be a better way. Once you testify in court, in Bezin, you cannot come and add and take off and say, I take it back. 0. So they said, we don't know testimony. So that's your testimony that you don't know. Okay, now that's locked in. Could you say you do know testimony? No. Could you say it again? I don't know testimony? No, because you already said it. Finished. So you chayiv just once. Next. Kafru shneim ke'echad. You have 2 eidim that come, and they say simultaneously, we don't know Eidos. Question, how can you say something simultaneously? It's impossible. But so then it's not together. Then it was, okay, that's one of the pshatim in the Gemara. Shneim chayavim. So we make them both chayiv. B'zachar zeh, but if there's a break between the 2 Eidos, there's only 2 people that witnessed this case, and one of them said he doesn't know testimony, so he's chayiv Shevuos Eidos. Now the second one comes along. He's a nobody. Why is he a nobody? Because he's just a Eidechad. What could a Eidechad do? Huh? Chayiv Shevuah. But that's not mominous. We said the only time you're chayiv on Shevuos Eidos is if you could cause a monetary loss. Chayiv Shevuah, who says Chayiv Shevuah is a monetary loss?
If the person doesn't want to be.
If he doesn't want to, but he will. And if he doesn't, then it's a grama. The Gemara is going to talk about that. And that's a machlokes, if that's considered monetary loss. No, it's called davar hagoyim l'mamayin, kimamayin olav kimamayin. That's exactly the shayla in the Gemara. Kovar echad v'oida echad, hakoyver chayev. This is pasha. The Gemara says this is pasha. One denies it, and one says, I don't deny it. I know Eidos. So the one that denies it is chayev. The one that doesn't deny is pot. Hayu shtei kitei edim. There's 4 edim total. 2 and 2. Kafra Rishayna, v'achagach kafra Shniya. 2 edim say we don't know any testimony, and memela what? They are over and Shevuos Eidos. Great. What about the second cat? Shteim chayavos. The second one's also, because now the second ones could come and testify, and they are causing a monetary loss, but not. Let me ask you a question. Why should the first ones be chayiv? They didn't cause a monetary loss. There's still 2 left. Let the 2 left go ahead and testify. Anybody have a teretz?
They could have.
What?
They could have. They had enough strength themselves to be chayiv monetary loss.
But it's not a monetary loss. There's 1,000 people. All 1,000 people are going to get a Shevuos Eidos. Go to the last guys. The Gemara asks the question. What?
There's not always a second cat.
No, not always. In this case, there's 4 edim. Why should the first 2 that deny knowing Eidos should be chayiv? They didn't cause a monetary loss. Go to the next 2, and they'll testify. And there won't be a monetary loss. Gemara deals with it. Because the Eidos could be with both of them, with all 4. Come Shmuel and says Chidush. Amar Shmuel Ra'u Shoratz Achreyen. He witnessed a car accident, and then all of a sudden he sees a car running after him. Beep, beep, beep. The guy's going crazy, blinking the headlights. Oh, that's the guy from the accident. Okay, I know what he wants. I don't know what you're talking about. I swear I didn't see anything. Rosh Shoratz Achreyen. Amar Lo Ematarot Zachrenu. L'chayra, you want me to testify for you? Shvuah she'enu yodin l'chaydos. We swear we don't know any Eidos. Pturim. This is the case that we discussed. Why? There needs to be somebody that demands a shvuah, and then you say, I don't know shvuah. In Russia, the 2 Bacharim, says Rabbi Yankel, one had papers, there's allowed to be there, and one didn't have papers. You get caught by the KGB, oy vavoy. All of a sudden they see a KGB guy coming towards them. So the Bachar with the papers said, I have an idea. I'm going to run. As I run, I look a little suspicious. He's going to run after me. As soon as he runs after me, then you take off the other way. Kachava. He runs. So the KGB starts chasing. And he runs into a bathroom. Comes out of the bathroom. KGB says, what are you doing? You didn't see. said, I had a stomach ache, and I run to the bathroom. He says, but you saw me running after. He says, I thought you also had a stomach ache. Anyway, that's what he says. There's a wealthy guy. Dave, how many times did you hear this story? Listen to something else. Listen to some music or something, whatever. So there's a wealthy guy. He comes to yeshiva and he knocks on the bima. He says, I have a lot of money and I want to share my money with a new chassan. Whoever could answer this question gets to marry my daughter. So that's a kasha. This guy says this. No. Nobody knows. Okay. So he picks his stuff up and he leaves. He gets into his wagon and goes. So one of the bacharim chases him down. Says, excuse me, sir. Yeah. He says, but what's the answer to your question? He says, that's not important. What's important is that you're going to marry my daughter. You ran after me. That means you care. Great. So, R'maylech Biderman, going inyanly in Boisei Inyan, I just saw this every other, so I'll share with you, in case you didn't see it. Huh? No. You're saying it's a true story. Okay. So, what?
He said the story on the show with Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef. Like he was there, he was his guest on the show of Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef, and he was there. So he focused. I think it's the same story that you're saying right now.
That I'm saying now.
Yeah,
so listen to the story. It's a geschmack story. It's Moiridik, covered Shevuos. So he says that a guy comes into the yeshiva and he tells Rosh Yeshiva, give me the best bacher here. I'm going to support this guy. I'm going to give him, I have a mansion, $2 million nadan every year. For the rest of his life, he can be a Talmid Chacham, learn. Give me the best guy, the Eli of the yeshiva. He says, the Eli yeshiva, that guy right over there. Take him. So he goes to the guy, he tells him the whole deal. The guy says, sure, I'll be your son-in-law. So he takes the guy, he takes him to the city, and immediately starts showing him off to everybody. He says, this is my son-in-law, he's the Eli of the yeshiva, mamish, pe'era yeshiva. He takes him to shul, and he does the rounds, and he introduces him to the Rav, the whole thing. 6 months later, the bacher looks at the guy, he says, okay, no, enough of this. But where's your daughter? I have to get married. He says, the daughter? I don't have a daughter. I don't have a daughter. Says, you don't have a daughter? What are you doing? He says, what do you mean, what am I doing? All my friends have a son-in-law, and they don't even have half the money that I have. But I don't deserve a son-in-law. I need a son-in-law. Says R'maylech Biderman, you go ahead and you buy the best cheesecake shaykh, and you get all the roses and the flowers and all the stuff. But where's the kala? Where's the Gemara? Where's the Torah that you have? You need the little shtickle Torah. You have everything. And what do you do on Shevuos? Garnished. It's a lot of people. I was thinking, and then a lot of people, I'm looking at people here in this room, that 365 days of this year, they learned every single day a Daf Gemara. Every day, right, Chapsy? Every day, not a single day went by.
Because of you.
Not because of me, because of you. Because you took it upon yourself to be mishtat and everybody. A lot of people in this room. Came out everybody. Every single day to learn. Not a lot of people in Klal Yisrael could say that. So, you should be proud and then be kabbalah a little bit more next year, whatever it is. A little bit more, not too much more. A little bit more. Okay, that's already. Yeah. Zokti Gemara. Michael Mashmalon. So what's Shmuel coming in the Chadash? The guy chased you and you didn't say a word and you swore. That's nothing with Shmuel say this. Tanina, we learned Shilach biyadav. If you sent it with your slave, this is not a tiveya. So this is a story. It's not the greatest story, and a lot of why you guys are not going to like this. But it was in my previous life, so I'm going to share with you. Some of you know the story already. We had a guy, I had a partner. I only had one partner, basically, like a day-to-day partner. I don't like partners personally. Ever since then, I've traveled from partners. I don't recommend partners. Some people get along with partners great, some people not. So this partner insisted that we hire Willie. Willie. Who's Willie? Ex-convict. He just came out of, we gotta give him a chance in life. But he's a convict. So what? I'm taking full responsibility on Willie. I interview him a little. He's mamish. He just came out of jail. Can't put a sentence together. Whatever. Fine. You want Willie. So Willie starts doing maintenance in one of the properties. Actually, I only had one property then. So he's in the property. Still have that property till today. And 2 weeks later, phone call. Willie got arrested. He's selling drugs on the property. Look at my partner. I said, I told you. Fire him right away. Consider fire. What happens in America when you fire a guy and you don't do the proper things? You get sued. So Willie sues me. Now I have no, he wasn't in jail. They just arrested him. Now his time was, they didn't convict me. I just got arrested. Shkoyach. We just hired you. And So he sues me. I'm not happy. I don't want them suing me. Sure enough, I get a letter in the mail. It says, we find in favor of the plaintiff. Now, I went to Panovich, and I wasn't sure what plaintiff means. So I go on Google, and I see, plaintiff means that Willie won. So wait a minute. If I wasn't sure, what are the chances Willie knows what it means? So I call Willie into my office. At Meiser Shai, I call Willie up. I said, Willie, I got bad news for you. He says, what? Boss man, what happened? I said, come to the office. He comes. I said, listen, look at this letter. It says, we find in favor of the plaintiff. You're out of luck, my friend. You're out of luck. But I'll tell you what. If you sign over here in the dotted line that you won't sue me, I'll give you $100. He said, you give me what, a free $100? You're mamish a nice guy, he tells me. Give him $100, he signed up, show me his show. A lot of people are not going to be happy with the story, but I don't know if I would do it today after I learned so much Gemara and this and that, but that is the story.
I would do it for you. I would do it for you.
He sued me for no reason.
I would do it for you. I got your back.
Terrible. Anyway, fine. What? I just hope he's not a ger or something, watching something. This is Willie. Come back and get me.
I would do it for you.
Okay, thank you.
I got you.
They watch Ashear afterwards. He said it's Yom Tov Sheni, with those who didn't hear him. Okay, Dave, you're on the ball tonight. Gewaldig. I like it a lot better than when other people are up there on Motzei Shabbos. Okay, we're not going to go there. Okay, so get this straight. Nitpa is not a teveya. Nitpa is the defendant. What's the defendant getting involved there? The only one that can invoke a Shevuos is the litigant. The Willie. The plaintiff. It's not, the Nitpa has no business asking somebody to swear. He's a Mr. Nice Guy. I was texting, I'm not sure if it was my fault, the accident, so you know what, if you saw it, could you testify what happened there? Get out of here, nobody asked you. It's not your car that got damaged, it's the other guy's car, let him ask for it. That's how it works. So it already says, swear. So that's Mama Shmuel. What does Shmuel add over this price? Says the Gemara in Amud Beis Amud Aleph. So it's Kash and Shmuel. What's the big chiddush in Shmuel? It says Memfurish over here that you need the teveh, you need the litigant to demand the Shmuel. It says the Gemara, it's a big chiddush here. Why? Because look, he took action. He's chasing him down with a car. He's honking his horn. He's waving his hands. We know what he wants. He wants you to testify. What's the difference if he said it with his mouth or not? It's as if he said it. No. Yeah, you got to demand it. Says Gemara, this is also something we learned. It says Mufurish in our Mishnah, Omar le'edim. Omar, he said with his mouth. You see, you need a mouth. You need to say it with your mouth. It says Gemara, Omar in, and you could be mdaik, Omar in, loy Omar loy. You have to say it. Gemara, Omar lav dafka. It just says, that's the normal way of doing it. The Gemara is actually going to answer at the end. It's not a ma'akev. It's not something that you need. You don't need to hear it from his mouth. And I'll prove it to you. Because if not so, I'm not going to show you the video now, but we have a video of a guy asking somebody to watch the goldfish, and then he says, Omar lo, and he tells him, Tenli because Hochanami, Omar in lo, Omar lo. By Pikadin, you need to say it. By Pikadin, we already established it's only halacha by Shevuos Eidos, not by Shevuos HaPikadin. The pasuk says v'kichesh, he just denies it. That's enough to invoke a shvuah. Elo omar lav dafka, hachanami lav dafka. So just like by Pikodan, it's not necessary for him to demand the shvuah. So to in our case, maybe it's not necessary. So the Gemara, but something doesn't make sense here. If in our sugya it's important for the guy to say it, and that's why by Pikodan, which it's not important, it says it nevertheless. So the Mishnahs could mimic each other. Rebbe wants to have a certain style between the Mishnahs, so the kids and all the adults that read these Mishnahs and learn about Peh, they should remember them. And when they have the same language, it's easy to remember. So you're right. In our Mishnah, it's important to say to demand the shvuah. In that Mishnah, it's not important. But if in both the Mishnayos you don't have to say it with your mouth, Omar lovely the Mishnah. So what's the point of Rebbe sticking into the Mishnah? Take the word of Omar out of here, and it'll be the same thing. It's not necessary. Says Gemara, you know what? This is normal for people to demand the shvuah. Not that it's necessary. This is how it usually works. Says Gemara, I have a right to Shmuel. A person sees somebody coming after him. Why are you following me? I swear I don't know anything. So it says Mefurish like Shmuel. He has to be asked to say a shvuah, and if he offers it on his own, it's not a shvuah. By the gefilte fish story, chayavim. Why? Because over there it says v'kichesh ba'misoy. If somebody made somebody swear 5 times outside of Bezin, and inside of Bezin you admitted that you do know Eidos, you're potter completely. If inside the Bezin you deny the Eidos, then you're chayiv 5 times. How do you know that denial has to be inside the Bezdin? Outside not. Im lo yagid means if I won't testify, if he doesn't testify, he'll have a sin. It's only inside a place such as a Bezdin where I can b'mchayiv somebody money. Everything has to take place inside the Bezdin. As the Gemara Bam question, if that's true, then the Shevuos also has to take place inside the Bezdin. Not only the denial, the Shevuos itself. And what did we say? We said the 5 Shevuos. Where were those 5 Shevuos? Outside of Bezdin. Maybe the Shevuos has to be inside of Bezdin. The Gemara, that's impossible. The Sanya. Just want to make sure. Lo yisokadaytoch. The Sanya le'achas. Right, the famous pasuk. V'hoya kiyeshem le'achas me'ila. And now we learn from there, l'chayv kol achas v'achas, they chayv 5. Now, where exactly did it happen? Think about it for a second. We learned in the Mishnah that once you testify once in Bezdin, you're locked out. You can't testify anymore. So how is it possible for somebody to use this pasuk and be chayiv 5 Shevuos? Inside Bezdin, you can only be chayiv 1. That's the max. So it must have happened outside of Bezdin. So we have a mefurish pasuk that is outside of Bezdin. But we also have a mefurish pasuk that it happened inside of Bezdin. So which one is it? The answer is, denial happens inside of Bezdin, Shevuah happens outside of Bezdin. You can't be chayiv inside of Bezdin more than 1 time. But it's now because we learned in the Mishnah, our Mishnah. He swore 5 times. How come if it was inside Bezdin you only chayiv 1? So it must be that this lachas me'il is coming to tell us that you could be chayiv 5 Shevuos, but that's only possible outside of Bezdin. And the kfira part, im lo yagid v'nosa avoinoi, that happens inside of Bezdin. Very gishmak. I'm telling you that now it flows. Tomorrow's daf also easy. A lot of easy daf. Ask the Gemara, how can 2 Eidim testify for one thing and both be chayev ha'i efshal etzamsim? There's a klal in Shas. Well, it's actually machlokes. Can this happen? Check this out. Meir, you'd love this. I played a lot of ball with Meir. Meir Dami's a good ball player and a nice guy in the courts. It says something. Here, check this out. Oops, what am I doing? Did they go in simultaneously? The Gemara says, according to one man, the Omar, ef shalis tamtim. It's impossible. It wasn't simultaneous. One hit the hoop a millionth of a second before the other one. In fact, if you slow it down, you'll see. What's a classic example? When a cow, a sheep, gives birth to two males simultaneously. Same exact second. Are they both b'chayrim or not? So if you hold ef shalit tzamtzim, it's impossible physically for something to happen simultaneously. It's always going to be a millionth of a second before the other. Then only one of them is b'char. Now which one, that's your problem to figure it out, and the Gemara tells you what to do. But if you hold ef shalit tzamtzim, so they're both b'char, give both of them to the kohen. You have a problem. So says Gemara, how could two Eidim say testimony simultaneously? If you slow down their voices with one of those it's impossible to be exact. So Meila, Oh, that's possible. Because Baruch Hu, and that's the Gemara says Mefurish, she'i efshar la'adam l'shmoya, whatever the lashon over there is, it's impossible. The Gemara says it's impossible. You can't even hear it together. So it says the Gemara.
Because you want to hear it. It says Trekoy Leishtam is only if you don't like it, but if you like it, you can.
Yeah, no, but that's something else. It says that it's impossible to say Zochem Shem D'Biracha. Hashem said it. Yeah, the saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
There's two separate people here.
No, because the Gemara's lashon I think is on both. She'ifshar lo'imra v'yil is sheleimah.
Shelema, you could say if it's Chavit.
Yeah, he's talking about Shmiya. That's something else. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about here. It's two separate people. It's two separate Eidim talking
No.
at the same time.
We're not talking about the Shmiya, we're talking about the Dibur. Or we're talking about Dibur. How do they testify? They're saying something together. They can't.
Two separate people are talking at the same time.
But they can't be simultaneous. One is going to finish before the other.
One's going to start.
One's going to start before the other. So that's what we're going to say. On the Dibur part, not on your hearing, I'm not worried about the Bezin hearing it. Because the issue is that if it's one after another, then the second one is not chayev. Only the first guy is the Shevuos Eidos. The second guy is all by himself. Eid Echad can't do anything. That was our little argument. Eid Echad is it the Shevuah, but he's by himself. Elamai, they're together, but they're not together. So the Gemara answers the obvious thing. That's that's what you answered. Turkey the Dibur. So Omar Rav Chizda Omani Rabbi Yisrael Lili. Not a problem. We'll go according to the Mandama that says the Omar Efshel Tzamtzim. It's possible for two Eidim to say something the same exact second. Even if you hold Efshel Tzamtzim, you can't do it together. There's a certain amount of time that they're able to talk. Turkey de Dibur, as the Gemara is going to explain. But Turkey de Dibur, Kedibur Dami. Oh, there's a more Vard here. The whole not the whole Yondav. Yondav had an idea and I wanted to tell Yoshi to do it. Didn't happen. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, even if he hears now. I wanted him to do, I had this in my mind. After I heard this Vard, after I said it a bunch of times, it became more crystal clear. Imagine what the Rebbeinu Shalom hears when you daven Shmoneh Esrei. The Chassidim say, Toich Kidei, whatever you're thinking about in middle of Shmoneh Esrei, Kedibur. So imagine you say, Refuah Hashem v'nei Rofei. Wow, I wish I would have bought that apartment when it was cheap 2 years ago. I would have been a millionaire today. I'm going to smack that kid so hard after that. And then, so it goes like this. I wish I would have bought that apartment. That's what it is. It's not like, here's your Shmoneh Esrei. Until that Vard, I always thought, okay, this is Shmoneh Esrei, then this is my silly machshavas in middle. I'm spacing out. I'm flying to the safari, coming back, the shear, whatever. No, it's in between the words. You're davening to Hashem, and He also hears all these shtusim that are coming through your brain. It's a new gather. It's very interesting. It's scary stuff. I wanted to put in there, like I was going to tell Yoshi, stop spacing out about shtusim. Keep on going. Keep on davening, Eli. Keep on. Control that ADD, man. Like it's all in there. It's all tak. Everything's typed up. It goes in there.
You get a transcript.
Huh?
You get a
Transcript, exactly. That's what I wanted to show a guy. Now I should say, what's going on? Like this is what Hashem hears. Like a whole, that whole line in the bottom of the TV screen going through. You can do some really cool stuff. Anyway.
The Hasidim say that, yeah?
The Litzaks don't believe in that stuff. No, yeah, it's a Chassidish word.
Okay.
You wanted to...
Yeah.
Maybe because the Litvaks don't think during Shemona Esrei. They're
Could
cool
be.
as shit, yeah.
You don't know?
I don't know if everybody can handle twice in a week.
I know.
There's a Matzah Shabbos, the Matzah Yontif from you. It's unbelievable.
You can start coming every day. So.
Nah, it's too early in the morning. It's not my jam.
They have Ashear at night in Hebrew. You want to go for that?
You want to learn Hebrew? Okay, we've got to get a little learning done here.
We got all night.
Yeah.
That was last night.
No, but he's not. He does 2 days. He does 2 days.
No, I don't.
He does 2 days Yontif.
In
The
Israel?
learning part. The
No.
learning part of the
The
Yontif.
learning every day.
Yeah. No, the whole night, or you do all night, or like you. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it different.
Good.
If you say within a few words, then it's considered like you did it together. What is the shear of Turkey Dibur? When a Talmud tells his Rebbe, Shalom Alecha Rabbi or Shalom Alecha Rabbi Moiri, 3 words, 4 words. But the problem is, Talmud, or less words because the Rebbe is talking to the Talmud. But how many words is this? Shevuos is 1, She'ein is 2, this total is 6. How do you stick in 6 words in the time that it only takes to say 4 words? It's impossible. Tuvavi. Omerlei. Tuvavi. It's 6 words, it's more than 4. All you have to do is start it. So when the guy finishes his Eidus, which, by the way, is probably an issue. What you said before is probably an issue. 2 Eidim can't testify together. They can't both say, it's not good for the Bezin. But anyway, so one says it, and immediately, within 2 seconds, the second one says it. Today we had a situation by davening. My entire life, I stayed up, the whole Shevuos is a big thing, but because I give shiurim and everything, I can't sleep Erev Yontif, and besides I got up early, so I just couldn't stay up. Like 3 o'clock, so I davened in the 8:30 minyan. I got to tell you, it was the largest minyan the shul had the entire year. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not even exaggerating. There's a lot of people there, good guys. A lot of people, what they do is they actually go to sleep at about 3 o'clock and they get up for this minyan. It's not like people that go to sleep at 8 o'clock at night and whatever. It's people. A lot of people. They want to daven like a mensch. Yeah. But okay, I would recommend for people just to go all the way to Halis Shachar, which was 4:09, and sleep from 4:09 either to the second minute or to the, because the night is over at 4:09. You don't have to go all the way to Nets, halachically, technically. Okay, anyway. But they started the minyan a little bit later than usual. Usually started at 8:20, they started at 8:30, and I didn't realize, but the Chazan, which was Mendy, he didn't realize Sovzman Kriya Shema was 9:06. Now at 9:03, he's chazing zich away at Yoitzer, so I went over to him, you only have 3 minutes to 9:06. A lot of people don't realize you have to finish Shema at 9:06. You don't start. This is starting, just remember it here. I don't know if everybody knows that. When Soif Zman Kriya Shema says 9:06, you have to be done with Shema. Soif Kriya Shema by Soif Zman Kriya Shema. Huh?
Up to Shemona Esrei, some shittas say.
Really? Huh?
That was in the mirror. They were mocking on that.
I don't think we pass on that. Anyway, I think this is what. Maybe there's a sheet that says it. And I saw straight out people, the ones that are going long in Shema, they went past that thing. So, anyway, over here, all you have to do is start. You have 2 Eidim. The first guy says, I swear I don't know Eidos. He's chayav a carbon. The second guy is potter. Why is the second guy potter? Because he's worthless. He can't do anything. Says Gemara, but there's a manomen choylek. Masin loy kaitano. The sanyim shbi eidechot potter. The 1 aid is worthless, so he's not chayav on Shavuos Eidos. Rabbi Elazar Reb Shimon mechayev. He says you are chayav. Why? Perhaps here's the machlokes. The he's not coming for money. The whole Shavuos Eidos is a monetary thing, and not for just to be mechayev Shavuos. We have a pasuk here that says, oh, I should have shown you. I was holding these charts up here in Shavuos like in the olden days. I had to print it all out on big A3 paper, thick, like in the good old days before we had the screens, before Yavamas. So, this pasuk is saying that an Eid Echad cannot, he's going to learn this pasuk, that Eid Echad can't charge somebody for Malkus. He can't be Mechayiv Malkus, Ha'oinish, Avain, Cholchatas. But money he could. As Gemara B'Tizber Omer Abaya, Hakol Moedim Beit Soita. So this is Mamish, Parshas Shevuos, Soita. I recommend getting a start on it, 176 psukim. Eid, so it goes like this. It's a bunch of words here, and the Gemara is going to explain all of them. Everybody admits with one aid by a soita. Everybody admits with two aid by a soita. Umachlokes beidi soita. Hakol moedim beidi soita. In other words, everybody admits by one that he's chayev. Hakol moedim beidi soita, potter. Umachlokes beidi soita, there's machlokes. Hakol moedim beidi echad, chayev. Hakol moedim beid shekeneged chod shel Shevuos. And we're going to explain everything. But anyways, you see from here that Rebbe Lazar holds that one aid is chayev for Shevuos. Why? Because gorim lamami kemami dami. What does it mean? So the Gemara explains. Ella, the kuli amei dechol gaz the Shevuos kasi. We have to say that everybody admits that when an aid comes and testifies, he's being mechayev a Shevuos and not money. V'acha, so then what's the machlokes? V'acha Mar sava davar gorim lamama and kimami dami. Mar sava lav kimami dami. I don't know if I did that as probably not. Oh, I did. Here it is. If I cause, it's a causation. It's not a direct. I didn't take money away from you. I'm not testifying about somebody stealing from you money. I'm testifying that you have to swear. And if you don't swear, and a lot of people don't like to swear, even if it's true, because you're saying Hashem's name, you're holding a Sefer Torah, it's very, very chamor. So they'd rather give $100 than to say Hashem's name and this and that. So I'm causing you to lose money. Oh, okay, no, that's not my. Is that true? Say this? Yes. According to one manner, yes. According to another manner, no. That's exactly machlokes here. Gufa. So now let's just explain what we just read here. Oh, now we're going back. Hakol moedim beit soita. 2 lines from the bottom. Everybody admits with one aid by a soita chayev. So let me just show you real quickly. What's a soita? A soita is a woman whose husband is concerned that she's having relations with another man. They come and they tell her that he tells her that's she finds him on. But they witnessed that the husband said, "Don't seclude yourself with that guy." That's called kinui. The next step is they witnessed that she went and she was misiyachad with him. They didn't see what happened. They saw the two of them go into a room. Yichud. That's called stira. But there's one more thing. Here, this is what he did for stira. Basically, he said, like he's showing that she doesn't care. She stuck her tongue out that time. She pipes the nose. That's not stira. Okay. So let's put it all together. Oh, thank you. Somebody put a 1, 2, 3 there. That's you? Shkoyach Dave. Very nice. You heard the shir long enough. I wish I put a 1, 2, 3. Step 1 is a warning, kinui. Step 2 is seclusion. Sometimes you have the third one, that he literally witnessed, one aid witnessed a nisr happening. Okay. So, now that we know this, everybody admits that one aid is chayev. Why? We're talking about Shevuos this. What does money have to do with all this? Because if you could prove that she was tamei, that she was over nesesish, she loses her ksuba. We might not kill her because there's no 2 witnesses, but she loses her ksuba. So it's a monetary loss for the husband. If you don't want to testify, who's losing money here? The husband. Because when he divorces her, he has to pay ksuba. This guy could have saved him a ksuba. It's thousands of dollars. What? Be'et tumah. He witnessed a isser. The Rahman Hemnei. The Torah believes him to lose her ksuba. Another case. I have a case. You have 2 eidim in the case of a soida, and they do not cause a monetary loss. What's the case? Step 1. Step 1 is so far removed from losing a ksuba because you still need to get to step 2. and then she could still drink the water and prove herself not guilty. B'kitzer, it's goyim legoyim. It's 2 steps removed. Daf goyim the goyim. Next, Daf Amud Beis on Beis. Let's do the turning of the daf, especially that he came all the way from Beitar.
Come every day from Beitar.
I know, but at night, Kinnovations, they'll see at 12 o'clock at night now. It's literally 12 a.m. In honor of his son's Kalmo Yisroel for learning Sanhedrin Makish Shevuos with the belly. Adir Globe making answering great again, and questions great again. Anonymous, in honor of Makash Ashkenazi, Nuff said, how did it get so late? I don't know. Machlekes by the Saita. What's Machlekes by the Saita, Adam? By the Stira. Step 2. Over there, they're only causing a monetary loss. Causing is not monetary loss. It is a monetary. That's machlekes. 2 cases. So it goes like this. If Eitan G lent money to Meir, and you want Meir to swear, the problem is Meir has a bad history. He swore a few times, not in real life. Okay, this is all pretend. He has a bad reputation when it comes to swearing. Now he's not going to be able to swear. We're not going to allow him to swear. So who swears? He can't swear, and you want the money. What do? You have to swear. We take the shvuah and give it to you. Now, what's interesting is what happens if you can't swear either. You both have bad reputations. So it's not deadlock. You give him the shvuah, swear. He can't give it back to you because you can't swear. So he's responsible and he can't swear, he has to pay. It's a little tricky, like you can make a trick. Like you find a guy that has a bad reputation, you have a bad reputation, you just accuse him of you giving him $1,000, now he can't swear. Well, he has to be moided to some of it. So it doesn't really work. Okay, so let's see inside.
Don't do business with me.
He's a great guy. You should buy apartments from him. You're moving?
Yeah.
Okay, he has a lot of apartments to sell. He lives in America like most of the time, or how many, half the year? He has a place over there because he's busy selling Americans apartments there. He does like whole projects. His brother is the Dambi that sits right over here next to me. That's his brother.
I like everybody. It's all good.
Yeah. Everybody admits if the guy sitting across from you has a bad reputation with the shvuah, the choshed mam. Who? If the borrower, Meir is the borrower, we're concerned with the way he has a bad reputation when it comes to shvuah. So now you, Eitan, say, if you, Eli, could testify on my behalf, have a mishtabano, you would have sworn, you would have taken the money from him. By me not testifying, I'm doing you wrong. I'm making you lose money, so therefore I should be chayiv a carbon for shvuah sayings. But I could tell Eitan, not everybody likes to swear. I know many people that don't swear. Even if I would testify, you wouldn't swear. So I didn't make you lose money. You wouldn't have sworn anyway. Both of you have a bad reputation. In that case, it goes to him, it bounces back from him to you, and you have better reputation, it goes right back to him. Now he has to deal with the shvuah. Since Meir can't swear because he has a bad reputation, Mishalim, he has to pay. Another case. This is a famous case that the Bochrim know from Naschad Rabba, from Baba Basra, Cheskas. There was a certain individual that took a bar of silver right out of his friend's hand, walked over to him, grabbed it. Also came to the Rabbi, so they went to the Din Torah. And Rabbi Abba happened to be there. The guy that it was taken from, he proved he has one witness that saw it happen. Now, what would have happened if 2 Eidim saw you grabbing the bar of silver out of Meir's hand? You'd have to give it right back. Why? Because we can't have a society where people grab things from people in front of other people. And then you'll say, whoa, I grabbed my own thing. Well, too bad. There's 2 Eidim, give it back. Now, if there's no Eidim at all, not even one, we would believe you. Why? Because even though you admit that you stole it, you took it out of his hand, but you could have said, I don't know the guy, I never saw him, it's mine. So the fact that you admitted to it, that's called a migui. We trust you 100%. The problem here is that there's one witness that saw it. So a lot of the stuff falls away. It's not 2, it's not 0, it's 1. What do you do now? What's your question?
When you went into the girls' dorm to take your daughter's thing back,
yeah,
it was yours, and you took it back.
So that's halacha of Adam Dundin Latzmai. Everybody should go and ask the Rav. I don't recommend it. It was before I gave Shear.
In your previous life.
Would I do the same thing today? No.
I would do it for you.
You do it for me.
You should have sent Willie.
No, not because I don't believe in it. Just I don't want to get a bad rep. I got to give my Shear.
I'll do it for you.
Besides, I got caught on video.
It's fine. I'll take it.
Willie.
The head of the seminary called me up. He wasn't happy with me.
I'll talk to him.
But we played ball in the blind center for years.
He's a Schlock Rock fan.
And you know.
Everybody is.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you what I think about Schlock Rock. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh. Okay, says the Gemara. So, sorry. I don't know what to do here. I'm stuck. Deadlock. To make the guy give back the bar silver, I can't. Like a trace Adir. We don't have 2 witnesses. Lift the rate to let him off the hook completely. But we have 1 witness. That he took it. And so there's no migui. Make the guy swear that it's his. Once he admits that he went into the girls' dormitory and took all his daughter's clothes back, with the label that says Stefansky in it. He's like a Goslin. He looks like a thief. A thief can't make a Shevuos. So this is the famous Refuah. So the guy grabbing it, he has to give a Shevuos. He can't. Terrible story. A guy witnessed a husband dying. They were in Europe together. He saw him on a trip. He died. He fell off the cruise ship. He saw it with his own eyes. He could go and tell the wife, hey, I saw your husband die. And therefore, she'll get a ksuba. It all has to tie back to money. We said, Shevuos, this is all money. It's all about money. So by him not testifying, he's making her lose the $20,000 ksuba, whatever. Somebody that was divorced, he came to Shear. He said he only had to give his wife $4,000 today, whatever it is. $5,000, $10,000, okay? He's making her lose money. What's the case? So here's the Gemara in all the way at the end of Yevamis. It's a Mishnah.
Iguna over there.
Huh?
That's because of Iguna.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about Iguna. The special halachas over there in Yevamis that a woman is believed. Listen to this. If you heard from another witness that somebody else owes money, you can't go and testify on behalf of anybody. Who are you? You heard it from, it's hearsay. It's aid mipi aid. One aid from another aid doesn't work. But in this case, if you read this, I don't know if you could, it says, Voch Masim, you can marry off a woman, aid mipi aid. Aid mipi evet. Mipi isha. We're very, very mako when it comes to letting another woman, because also there's the svar over there, the isha daiku mitzvah, whatever the svar is. There's a Merkin that comes with Avraham Yusupov. David, you just say this. Dave, say the Maisa from up there. The Maisa is that Avraham Yusupov, I started saying all the svar and all the story. He was going into a surgery, a very complicated surgery. And he said, stop, I need to take care of business. So he went to the side and he wrote up a tshuva, and then he said, okay, I'm ready. It took him a few hours. So what's this? He said, there's a woman who's an aguna, and I want to be mater her. And he's concerned that if he goes into surgery, he might not come out of surgery alive, and then she'll be stuck. So it was very important to him to get rid of this, to get it over with. Okay, fine. So, what's the case? The case is, interesting. It's a one. I don't know if there's any other time in Shas like this. That the aide tells the woman in private, not in front of anybody. He tells her, I saw your husband fall off the cruise ship. I saw it with my own eyes. She could take that information and get married with that information. There is aid mipi aid. This hearsay when it comes to her. So by him telling her he's off the hook. You can't tell him, oh, how come you didn't testify? I did. I told the woman. Let her take care of business. So you can't. He doesn't have to bring a carbon. But what if he kept the information to himself and he says, I don't know any testimony? Now he would have to bring a carbon. That's in the next case. But first, let's finish this one. This nano, bali. If a woman just says, I know for a fact that my husband died, tinatza, she can get married based on her own testimony. Or meis bali, my husband died, she could marry her brother-in-law. Now what's the other case? How come I made misa shuchayev? Everybody admits when it comes to one witness that he is chayev in what? The where he kept the information himself, so now she can't get married based on it. So that's why he's chayev a carbon. So now every ksuba is guaranteed by what? By property. So you see that even though it's real estate, by you not saying testimony about something that's connected to real estate, you still have to bring a carbon. Says Gemara, that's not a raya. Maybe it's a case where this ksuba has a guarantee based on movable objects. Why? Because she grabbed the guy's computer and his bike, whatever she did. There's no guarantee for with real estate. It's only in a case. This particular case was a case where she grabbed stuff. Where are we trying to get to? Then is this okay? So let's do it quick. I like that Greenspan guy. I don't know if you know him, but he says, I'll knock that koifer out. He has a whole thing. You don't know about Greenspan? No, you guys know. The guy that has these WhatsApp things, he's a funny guy. I think he actually does this share. So if he does, send us one of those. And one of his lines, like he always says, I'll knock that koifer out. That's his thing, his line. So, you don't know, you don't know. Those who know.
Jewish Defense League.
I'll knock that koifer out. No, he talks about Rashid, the whole thing. One admitted, one denied that he knows any testimony, and the other admitted that he does know. So the one that admitted the one that denied has to bring a carbon, the other one not. Says Gemara, I don't understand. We said if both deny the tarvayu kafri, even if they both deny, only one of them has to bring a carbon, the other one doesn't have to. So if one denies and the other one admits, of course only one of them brings a carbon. What happened was they both denied, and the other one admitted. And the chiddush is that it's considered, it's a big chiddush, that usually is great, but over here he's reversing from black to white. He said, I don't know, and now he says, I do know. He's mamish saying, well, he did a 180 in his Dibur. It still works. Says the Gemara, we have a nice chart for this one over here, real quickly. Remember we had a case of Kafru Shneim Kachas. The two Eidim, what did we ask on that? How could two Eidim say witness together? What do we say? Or what was the other pshat? According to Rav Chizda, it's Efshel Samtim. According to Rav Chizda, it's Turkey Dibur. Now what are we saying in this case? Cover Echad V'Oid Echad. It's talking about Turkey Dibur. Chiddush is Turkey Dibur. So it works out beautifully according to Rav Chizda. There's two Chiddushim. One is Efshel Tzamtzim, one is Turkey Dibur. But in the case of Cover Shneim Ka'achas, what was the other pshat over there we said? Turkey Dibur. So now it's Turkey Dibur and Turkey Dibur. So the Reish and Sefer are saying the same exact Chiddush. What's going on here? Why do they need to repeat myself? Two purples. A green and a purple is givaldik, but two purples is no good. Okay, I would say when you have one kfir after another kfir, there's no Turkey Dibur maybe when a guy admits and reverses everything that he said before. Maybe that's not a good Turkey Dibur. Kamashmal, it is considered Turkey Dibur. Boisai, have a good Voch, a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Wow, 12:13.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor Ashear today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.